All right, I'm going to see if I can get this in my holder because, again, YouTube has, I don't know what it's done. I am in horizontal mode again tonight. I have it on horizontal, but it wouldn't let me go live in horizontal. So we're going to go with vertical, and I'm going to see if I can stay within our little space. We're going to see. Probably not. I don't know how else to. I think I'm going to see if I can zoom out some. Nope, it makes me zoom in. Okay, well, we're just going to go with this. I am going to show you some new project or a new product from Stampin' Up! That came out this month with the paper pumpkin. So let me see if I can find myself though real quick, because I couldn't get it to go in the right mode, and y'all, oh, some days I wonder if it's all worth it to go live. I don't know. Okay, let me see if I can find myself. All right, let's see. View channel. There we are. Okay. Yay. All right, so I can see y'all now. So let's see. Hello, Marcia. Hello, Deb. Hello, Verna. Make sure that you let me know that you are here. In the comments. Of course, I would love a thumbs up and a share if you are able to do that. So let's just dive in. It also looks like Stampin' Up! Has a live update. Or has an update, so I can't even see comments at the moment. Let me see what it is doing. This is crazy. I haven't seen this before, y'all. Oh, don't we all love technology? You know, in saying that, you know, Apple updated their phones recently. Like, you had to do that update in the, anyway, y'all, was crazy. I still am not used to it. And maybe that's what my problem was with going live today. I don't know, but it worked with Facebook the other day. So, who knows? If you are here, though, let me know that you are. And those that I've already called out, will you just type something in the comments and let me see if I can see anything new that's coming in? Because it's not showing me anything, which is par for the course for me, right? Yay! It's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great day. Actually, it has been a good day. I'm currently on vacation for the next 2 weeks. Which is good because I'm hoping that over the next 2 weeks, maybe I can get well from having all the wonderful sicknesses that they have shared. Okay, good. Hello. Okay, great. Thank you, Verna. The kids have been so gracious to pass along strep throat and then COVID. So I am hoping to spend the next 2 weeks possibly getting my voice back to normal. Getting rid of all the crud and doing some resting so that I can. Yes, Deb, it really is the worst because it keeps updating and I don't know. Like, the whole screen for YouTube looks different for me on my side. And it's so weird. But anyway, who knows? We don't care. We're just going to craft together. How about that? Okay, so the newest paper pumpkin is called Watercolor in Bloom. I'm going to be honest with you. At first, I was kind of like, it's okay. I like the card bases. I actually really do like that. Can't say I'm necessarily the biggest fan of the little leafy pieces. But I do love the accents in it, so it is fantastic. I will say that I love, and I also love the vellum because I love vellum, so that is really good too. So all in all, I'm gonna give it like a rating of maybe 7. But once I started playing with it, then of course, you know, I fell in love with it. So, which is how it always works. So these are the 3 cards on how they're intended to be created. And then here is the other one. Oh, Deb, I agree. They should be by choice. And you know what? The choice of it too should never be that your phone doesn't work if you don't eventually make that update. You know, because that's what Apple does. If you don't make it, eventually your phone will not work. And it's so crazy to me. Yeah, it just makes it difficult for when you're getting older and just all that stuff. It does makes it more difficult. So anyway, so here we go. I did want to let you know I changed this one up a little bit. There's a vellum piece that's in the background and you couldn't really see it. So I cut the piece of vellum in half and then I spread it out just a little bit further so that it could actually be seen, because I feel like if you're going to put vellum on a card, it really needs to be seen, right? And on the rest of them, it had a good amount of vellum that you could see. And so anyway, so I did that for that card there so you could see it. Okay, so one of the other products we're going to use tonight are the card coordinating dies that go along with Paper Pumpkin. So every 3 months, for every quarter, they come out with new dies to coordinate. These, when I was plugging in the stuff a little while ago to complete the blog, which by the way, the blog will go live afterwards, after the live, because I've got to add in the pictures for tonight's cards, but other than that, it's ready to go. But they do 3 months worth of dies. For October, November, and December, they are sold out. But if you want them, if you want the dies for January, February, March, I'd go ahead and get them because they're fantastic. But they always give you really cute and good dies within it. And so we're going to use these right here tonight as well. Okay? Deb, you're an Android family. You know, honestly, I probably wish I maybe originally started as an Android family. But unfortunately, we went with Apple, and now everything that we have is Apple because it all talks to each other. So it would be difficult for me to go back now. You know, changing, again, if I don't like the updates, going to a whole different one would be a little bit more difficult. So, okay, here is our first card. Oh, I think we might have something going on there in the comments. I don't know if I can get those. I don't know if I can get that person away. Oh, goodness. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me see if I can. Okay. All right, let me see if I can delete this person out. Hold on just a second. I don't know who this person is, and I don't, because they say I'm a chicken nugget, so I'm not sure about that, y'all. Unwanted. Let's just see if I can do that. Will it let me? Okay. Oh, that was crazy. Oh, you were joking. Okay, well, sorry about that in these dreams of mine. Okay, so let's keep going. All right, so we are going to do this card right here. And we are going to pull in, of course, some of my favorite products, which would be linen thread. We all love linen thread. And I noticed that when I went in and looked at some of the stuff that was retiring from the holiday catalog, guess what? The Early Espresso and Garden Green linen thread is still there. And it's not on sale. So we're gonna hope and pray that it still remains in the store after it's all said and done. That would be great. Okay, let's move on. We are going to do some shaded spruce on this card. We are going to do our little, I gotta remember, sorry y'all, let me see if I can arrange to keep it all in a line here. There we go. We're gonna do full strength there, and I rocked that, oops. And we're gonna go there with the stamp off. Then we're gonna come over here and we're gonna go there. And then we're gonna do a stamp off over here, okay? Then we're gonna flip it and we're gonna come down here at the bottom. We're gonna go full strength here and then stamp off there. Full strength, stamp off, okay? This is from the card, one of the card bases, and we're gonna flip it over, we're gonna add some adhesive to it, and we're gonna stick it through the middle of the card front. And I just cut it down. And of course, once that blog goes live, there will be the measurements on what to cut that down to, okay? All right, so now we've got that. So we're gonna bring in this piece here, which is one of the pieces from the kit, and we are gonna stamp all our little fun things here. So we are gonna do a full strength right about here. And then we're gonna stamp it off over here. Now I wanna do another stamp off. So I'm gonna flip it over, stamp it, flip it back over, and do another stamp off there, okay? Then we're gonna go to Garden Green. And we are gonna stamp this little leafy item, which is from the stamp set. Here's all the stamps from the stamp set. We're gonna do this up over here. And then we're gonna do two down this way. So we're gonna do one there, and then we're gonna do one there, okay? Then we're gonna go on to Night of Navy. I'll have to say, I actually like Night of Navy and Shaded Spruce together. I was kind of impressed with those two colors together. All right, so this one's gonna go here. And then we're gonna stamp it again right here. Then we're gonna stamp it down here like that. Okay. Then while we have the Night of Navy out, we are gonna stamp our sentiment, which says, "You make me feel loved." And that's gonna go right about there. I'm not sure I got that straight, but it'll be close enough. All right, and then here's Night of Navy and Shaded Spruce together. That's a pretty good combo right there. Pretty good combo. Okay, then I'm gonna take my scissors, because what I want to do, see if I can get my decent scissors here. I'm gonna cut this straight up and pretty close to that Y, like that. If you get nervous about trimming it off and it not being straight, pull out your trimmer. I usually pull out my trimmer because I'm not very good at straight. So, all right, then this is gonna go in the center, and we're gonna pop it up. So we are gonna grab, let's grab our minis. We don't use those very often, so let's use those. So we're gonna do Oops, let's not do it that close to the edge on that side because we're going to put our ribbon right up underneath it, our linen thread. So we're going to do 4 all the way across. Oop, take and then this is going to sit, oops, let's do it the right way though. That's going to sit all the way through the middle. So all that mess you see right there is going to get covered up. Ta-da. Then we're going to take our linen thread and we are going to, oops, tie a bow. Like that. Trim off those tails. Grab a glue dot. And then we're going to stick it right up underneath that edge. Right there. Okay, and then that's also going to kind of like double as it being that Stampin' dimensional, and it'll keep it at the same height with all the other pieces. All right, so then we're going to go back to our card base, flip that over. We're going to go with some regular size dimensions. And 2, 3, and 4. We're just going to go with 4. I think 4 will work. And then we're going to stick it there in the center. Like that. Now, last but not least, let's add on our little embellishments, if I can find them. Let's see where they are, because, you know, we need them for the next one too. But it looks like they may have disappeared. Let me see if I can find them. Hold on. You know, there's a lot of stuff over here out to the left of me. And sometimes it's hard to find once I start crafting. And of course, yeah, it looks like I may have lost them. Well, that's a bummer. Who knows where they have gone? As soon as I get off, I will find them for sure. They'll pop right on up. They will emerge from the chaos. And then we'll be all set to go, because I am pretty sure I saw them before I went live. Let's see. Make sure I didn't put them in here. Nope. Well, okay, well, we will move on. I will add them later once I find them, but that is how the card is supposed to look by adding on your embellishment, which this matches our little trim around the circle. So that's why I went with them. Okay, so let's do our next card. This is going to be our next card right here. And this adds a lot of embellishments to it, which is what I love about this card. This card is also using the paper that is the product of the month that you can add on for $5 when you hit a $75 order. Before tax and shipping and after your rewards, you can add that on. Oh, I found them, y'all. They fell on the floor next to me. Okay, let's add those, because you can't have a naked card without an embellishment. So we're going to do one here, and one here. Right there. Okay, there we go. All right, and we're going to need them for the next card too, so that's good. All right, so let's pull out. There's our card. We're going to set it up there. We're going to pull this out. And I've done practically all the, no, I have actually done all the cutting. I've done all of it. So we're going to take and fold our card base in half. And then we're going to take our basic white cardstock. And we're going to go ahead and put that on the inside so I don't get it all inky or sticky. All right, so we're going to set that over there. Then we're going to come down here. I've already cut our paper, so we're going to attach this on our Night of Navy piece. And it's just going to line up on the bottom. And let's see if I can get it straight. Perfect. Now, before we add our pieces, we're going to add some ribbon. And this is our brand new ribbon that will be coming out in January. And I love it already, so you're going to probably see a lot of it. All right, so we're going to put some adhesive here. And let me see. And this is going to be here. Like that. All right, so let's trim this off there. I'm going to put my little pin back in it so I don't stick myself later. And then we're going to take, this is from the kit itself. Oops. So we're going to set that aside for just a second. This is from the kit. Now, it is not an exact square. So what I want to do is I want it to be the long way. And then you can notice if you turn it this way, it's shorter. When you do your kit, you're going to do it from, you're going to stamp your sentiment where it's the shortest way is going up and down. But we're going to turn it this way. And we're going to stamp it like that, okay? And we're going to stamp Miss You in Night of Navy. All right. We're just going to stamp it right there in the middle, as close to center as possible. All right, and then I'm going to put this away so I don't ink myself up. And this is a piece from the kit as well. There's several vellum pieces. This is actually a really long piece from the kit. I'm going to show you real quick. It's the piece that I cut in half down the long ways in order to make this go a little longer on each side. On this piece, all I did was cut it in half there so I could have half of this and half of this for this card. Sometimes you can take the pieces of the kit and really extend it to make a lot of cards when you kind of cut things in half. All right, so we're going to put adhesive on the back. And then we're going to stick it down into the center of our vellum piece. Again, as close as possible. And let's see. I think that's pretty good. Let me move that just a little bit down. Okay, perfect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this piece right here, and we're going to kind of slide it in. But before we do that, we're just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back. And then we're just going to slide it up under like that. Okay. Now we are going to attach this to here. So we're going to put dimensionals on the back. And make sure you put your dimensionals only in the white areas. Otherwise, you'll be able to see it on the other side. All right, we're going to cut some of these. All right, let's do there and there. Okay. And then we're going to, oops, get our backings off, and then we're going to attach it over our ribbon here. And it's not going to be half and half. We're going to kind of come down just a little bit further because you don't want that to stick off the top. All right, so I think that'll be good right about there. All right, now I've cut out these using the dies that you can get from Stampin' Up. And then these pieces here came from the kit. Okay, so we are going to take one of the things I love about the Stampin' Write markers, which if you don't know, these are retiring, so get them while you can. We're going to take and color the center. You can do it with blends too. You can do it with either one. But we're going to color the center of each flower. We're going to do that one a little bit bigger. And then come here to this one. All right, let's do this one a little bit bigger. There we go. All right, oops. Well, I got it stuck. All right, so now we've got that. Now we're going to take this piece here, which is a piece from the kit. We're going to cut this off. And then we are going to add some adhesive. This is going to stick right about here. Just like that. This big flower is going to go right there, right here. So it's going to cover up where we cut off the stem. But if you left the stem on, it'd be a little long, and so I thought it kind of looked weird sticking out at the bottom. We're going to take a piece of the vellum, and I used the leftover pieces from the cutouts that they had for this and the big circle one or the big oval one and the long sentiment label style one. I just cut out the pieces from using the dies from those little extra pieces. So I didn't even pull anything in to create these. You know, it kind of is. Verna, it is. Sorry, I'm just seeing that comment. It is. It's kind of an off-white. It just calls it, well, it says gold, white, or, nope, gold, white is what they're calling it. But it almost doesn't look like a white. The edges do, but the inside part almost looks like an off-white. And with all the gold specks in it, it almost does look like an off-white. So, but it's really pretty and really soft and easy to tie a bow with too. So, yeah, I really like it. It's really pretty. Okay, so we're gonna take, I cut it out with the vellum and then I cut it out with garden green. So what I'm gonna do with the garden green one is I'm gonna put some mini glue dots on the back. I'm gonna put it on each leaf. And you're gonna see why in a minute, why each leaf. Okay, so we've got that. Now I'm gonna take the vellum one and I'm only gonna put on this bottom leaf down here, okay? Then I'm going, not gonna throw away the garden green one. Ooh, just tossed it across the table. This vellum one is gonna go behind our garden green. So if this is gonna attach to the vellum, which is gonna just help hold it down some, because you're gonna notice that some of the glue dots are kind of hanging outside of it. And so those are going to help to adhere those down. And we're going to stick those right here. And even though this is popped up, we want this to kind of fall down onto the backdrop, okay? All right, and so now you've got that. Then we're going to take this little piece here. We're going to put a glue dot at the bottom. And we're gonna stick that right up under here. And let's go ahead and start putting our flowers on. So we're gonna grab, you know what, let's do some mini dimensionals on here. We're gonna do 2, and then we're gonna do 2 for the other one. And we're gonna stick, you know, that is exactly right, Verna. It does. It is a very similar to one that we had before. And I loved the one before. But yeah, it's a very, you know, I almost thought it was the same ribbon. And so I'm wondering if it's, I think maybe the one we had before was like a very vanilla and the gold. And so this one is technically white and gold. But no, I am fully agreeing with you on that. It is, if not the same ribbon, it is literally the same, like, could be sisters. We'll say that. All right, then this one is gonna stick way over here. Then we're gonna put these down, and we're gonna just do them with some glue dots just because I've got these out. And we're gonna stick this one here. And then we're gonna stick this one right below it. And I think I may have done it in the opposite order on the sample, so it doesn't matter. It's still gonna work anyway, right? And I can slide that up underneath. There we go. All right, so now we've got that. We've got this piece here, so we're gonna add some glue dots to the back of it. Oh, good. See, I don't even have the last one, so I couldn't fully compare. But yeah, they gotta be pretty close, pretty close. So yeah, you'll have to let me know. All right, this is gonna slide, oops, right down in here, just like that. Then this one, we're gonna cut off the last 2 because we don't want it to be too long hanging off that edge. And then we're going to attach a glue dot. Lots of glue dots today for this one. And we're just putting the glue dot down at the bottom. And then this is gonna tuck in, maybe. We're gonna tuck that sucker in right there. Okay, and then let's take and adhere it to our card base. Oh wait, we got one more little piece here. We want that one to stick into. This is a vellum. And this is gonna slide, we're just gonna slide that one in there. Like that. Perfect. Okay, so then we're gonna flip it over, add dimensionals. So we're gonna cut our edges. And I'm just gonna go ahead and cut all of them while I'm here. And then we will add all of these on. And ta-da. All right, I'm gonna skip over those 2 because I kind of cut those small. I want a little bit bigger since this is going, since it's a large layer. All right, there we go. Come on. Those backs don't want to come off for me today. All right, and then we're gonna stick this right onto our card front, just like this. And then we're gonna add our embellishments that I found. Yay! So we're gonna attach one up here, and then we're gonna do one right about, actually, yeah, let's put it here. There. And then this one's gonna go right there. Okay, so there is our last project for tonight. I will have one more, but we will not be live on Friday. It will be a upload for y'all because Friday I will be headed to the big city of Lexington to do our family Christmas. Well, I say, I say that. My niece has the flu, so we're just, in our family, everybody's just getting a little sick. So as long as she is better by Friday, I will be headed that way. If she's not, we won't be going down, and so I will probably end up going live if we don't. But the plan is to go and see my girls, so I'm super excited. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I hope to see you guys soon. Have a very, very Merry Christmas. I hope you get to spend lots of time with your family and your friends, and I will see you guys next time. All right, everyone, have a good one. Bye-bye.